I was born in a little town called Chiquintad, which is my hometown. I left the country when I was 16 years old, and I decided to come here to New York to work. It took me 3 days to get here. I came through the border, through Mexico. And I turned 17 when I was here, when I got here, which I remember like it was yesterday. It was on August 9, 1985. Most of my college students left the town. They were all coming here to the dream country. On one of those days, I remember that I was looking for a job. I remember on a housing project in Queens. The name of that project was Woodside Houses. They were painting benches, and I feel like I could do the job. And I asked, is any work for me? Are you hiring? And it was a guy there that I remember that got a little bit concerned about my situation, and he says, yeah, we can give you a shot. They hired me for a helper, and I worked for a few years. Of course, when I was still a teenager when I came, I just thought I would just come to pick up the money from the streets. I didn't even know what it was to be working. Till I got here, I got to know all the responsibilities for our life. I thought it was just like to come here and just pick up the money from the streets. That was the idea at that time. When I got here, then it was a different story, different situation. I have to work. I have to get up early in the morning to go to work, which is hard for a teenager with no parents around. But I made it, and I'm proud of myself. One of my first jobs was as a busboy on Astoria Manor Hall. I was working there at night. Also, of course, looking for another job. I thought that I could do better, and I kept searching for a better position, a better job. My idea was just to work, make money, become somebody, to go back to my country, to build a house, to buy me a car, to buy me a motorcycle, to hang around, to spend the money with girls. So like everybody else was doing. I saw all the guys my ages. I see, like, I was still with my parents, and I see guys coming in here spending a year or 2 years and make some money and going back. Okay, no hay problema. Okay, pase bien. Hasta luego. That was one of my tenants looking to pay me the rent. Also, I remember that I was sharing the apartment with cousins in order for us to pay less, to be able to save money for our future. The idea was to come here to this country to work, to save, to build something in our hometown, in which I did. I was able to build a house, and I was still working as a painter. And I remember that the job got to the end. The old boss decided to retire. So the guy left me like without nowhere to turn, to go. Then it was something to wake up, say, oh, okay, if the guy did it, he had his company, why can't I? I started to talk to my other friends, and I was like, why don't you help me? Why let's open up, let's do something. And I opened up a little corporation. I remember that I took your mother with me. I don't know if she still remember. Remember when we went to open up a corporation? And then you know where we ended up? then you know where we ended up? In McDonald's. I was like, well, okay, I'm working, everything's going well. And this girl was like in my back. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rob her. which I did. And I proposed her, why don't, we get together, why don't we run away? And she's like, she didn't say yes or no. She was like, I see. And I asked her, if you say yes, I'll be here tomorrow. And I waited. 5 minutes went by, 10 minutes went by. Then I see a beautiful young girl coming with a nice short skirt, yellow skirts. I still remember, like it was tomorrow, like it was yesterday. I said, okay, you came, so let's go to Miami. And we ended up going to my cousin's house. Meantime, I was able to save some money. And I see other people buying houses, buying properties. And my brothers and I, we decided to buy the first house. 4 of us, we got money together, we bought our first house. We were renting and living someplace else because the renting was better. Then after a while, I decided that why don't we buy another house, which we did. We bought another house, we moved into the house. We lived there for a few years. You got involved in our lives. Okay, so the first kid, which is you, and then we were 3 living in the apartment, which I was still working hard, getting up early, going to work, coming home late. Your mother was home all the time, taking care of you. And after 3 years, you gave me the good news that we were expecting another baby. It was a baby girl, which is your sister, Marilyn. We were very happy, and I was still working for my own. I had a little corporation. I was still not happy going around working for other bosses. I also remember that I even went to my country for 4 months. I was without work. I had you guys, I had the wife to take care. So then I realized, I said, why don't I open up my own company? Why don't I do better? Starting my own company, it wasn't easy. As a contractor, jobs coming out, there was opportunities to make some money. I remember calling him and telling him, why don't you come back and let's get it together, let's be these big jobs and let's make some money. And we made a deal, 50-50. That was the deal. I remember him putting some money into the corporation. We were able to get nice jobs, big jobs. We made some money together. After a while, I started noticing that it was something was not right. Then I started to dig a little bit into bank accounts. In the job, I was in charge to deal with the people, the physical work, getting the material, doing the work. And the other guy was taking care of the paperwork. He was doing the payrolls and paying the taxes and taking care of the books. That was his job. I wasn't worrying. I was 100% sure that he was doing the right thing.
You trusted him?
I trusted him too. Yes, I did. That was the mistake. So at the very end, I realized that he was not being honest. He was not doing the right thing. So then I started to doing my research, and I started questioning the bank, questioning the checks, where were they going, and I found out a lot of things. So I decided to stop the bank accounts. I remember calling him. He picked up the phone. Oh no, better yet, he called me right in there. And he asked me the question. He says, Edgar, do you know what's going on with the bank? He goes like, Edgar, do you know what's going on at the bank? I'm like, yes, I know what's going on. Then I questioned him back, do you know what's going on? And I heard that he got so nervous. He got so, like, didn't know what to say. He was like, he goes like, and I'm like, yeah, I got you by the balls. He says, Edgar, we need to talk. I say, yes, we need to talk. Where we meet? You want to come to my house? You want me to go to your house? You want to meet at certain place? You tell me. So he says, no, let's meet at your other house. We met, and he agreed. He says that he was sorry, he made a mistake. He said he did it. He was taking some monies. He was paying his own taxes. He was taking money out of the account. He agreed. He said his old boss did it to him. He was sorry that we will split out. We'll fix this out. We will work this out. I will pay it back. We got into a little fight right in there. I was so upset, and I confront him. I told him, no, I'm an honest person. I can't believe what you just did to me. And he also said, I think this is the end of our relationship. We're gonna split out. You give me so much, and I just walked out of your life, which I said, no, hell no. Then he and I, we went to our own account, and I realized that he got enough, and I kept all the monies that they were left, and that was the end with that guy. After that, I haven't heard from him. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't know if he's around. I don't know anymore, and I don't care. When business was thriving, I saw the opportunity to help out other people, my paisanos, my friends, my cousins, and they were good workers. They were very good workers, and we made up a good team. They're hard workers like myself. I believe they make some good money. They bought their own properties, and I think they're doing great too. Being though that I was working for the company, there was too much competition, too much companies that were getting the jobs, and there was not much to do there. So I realized that it's time to close. I closed the company. In the meantime, it was a test coming up to become a city worker, to work for the city straight, for the New York City Housing Authority, or for the hospitals, or parks, or any kinds of work for the city. It's got a good opportunities, health insurance and all of that. And I took the test. I studied hard. I got it together with my brothers and brothers-in-law. We studied very hard, and we passed the test. We took the test and we passed, and I got a good job. Now I'm working for the city. I'm working for HHC, which is hospitals, and I'm there. It's not a hard job. It's not an easy job, but it's a good job, and I'm happy. Got a good schedule, good time to come back home, a lot of time to enjoy with the family, a lot of time to spend with my little Eduardito, and I'm glad, I'm happy, and I hope I stay this way. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. Stay awake and focus. Whatever you do it right, or don't do it at all. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.